Hello everyone. Today we arrived at a technical museum, a museum of machine history. Here, cars from the Soviet period are displayed, and not only from the Soviet period. This is the Wheel of History Museum. I invite you to join us in visiting this wonderful museum. Welcome. Crossing the threshold of this museum, you will find yourself in the atmosphere of past eras, where each exhibit has its own unique history. More than 100 original retro cars and motorcycles, carefully preserved, restored, and maintained, await you in these halls. The new museum spans 1,800 square meters, and this is just the beginning. In addition to cars and motorcycles, there is a collection of retro artifacts from the mid and late 20th century. From vintage advertising signs to old gas pumps, from children's toys to iconic household items, each exhibit transports you back to those times. Among the exhibits of the Wheel of History Museum are cars of both Soviet and foreign production. The oldest car is 86 years old. The museum is located in a two-story building. On the first floor, retro cars are displayed, and on the second floor, motorcycles. The Wheel of History Museum was founded by a group of enthusiasts from the Old Car Service Company, a well-known workshop of car restorers who aim to preserve and popularize the history of vehicles, many of which once drove the streets of Kyiv. It all started with a few private collections, and now the museum is home to hundreds of exhibits from around the world. It has become a meeting place for technology lovers, engineers, and historians. At the beginning of the 20th century, cars became a true marvel of technology. The first cars were a luxury accessible only to wealthy people and enterprises. At that time, Ukraine was part of the Russian Empire, and the influence of European innovations was strongly felt here. The first cars appeared on Ukrainian roads in the 1890s. One of the first documented car owners was Kyiv entrepreneur Lazar Brodsky, who purchased a car of a French brand. His example sparked an automobile boom among the wealthy residents of Kyiv and other large cities. Kyiv quickly became a car center. By 1907, over 100 cars were registered in the city, and the first car clubs began to appear. One of such clubs was the Kyiv Automobile Club, which organized races and exhibitions, popularizing cars among the population. The first car races in Ukraine took place in Kyiv in 1913. They gathered a large number of spectators and participants from different parts of the country. The races became a true celebration of technology and demonstrated the potential of cars, contributing to their popularity. The car culture quickly spread to other cities in Ukraine. In Lviv, Odessa, and Kharkiv, cars also began to appear. In Odessa, even the first car showroom was opened, where foreign-made cars could be purchased. Lviv, being closer to Europe, received many cars from Polish and Austrian manufacturers. In the 1920s, the first attempts to produce cars in Ukraine began. At factories in Kharkiv and Kyiv, car production based on foreign models was established. One of these cars was the Kim 10, which was produced at the Kyiv Bolshevik plant. These cars became more accessible to the general public, significantly changing the transport landscape of the country. With the formation of the Soviet Union, the automotive industry in Ukraine underwent significant changes. The Soviet government actively developed car production, and mass models like the Zaporozhets began to be produced at Ukrainian factories. This allowed many Ukrainian families to own a car for the first time. After World War II, the automotive industry in Ukraine continued to develop. New car models appeared, becoming symbols of the era, such as the Moskvich and Zhiguli. At the same time, the network of roads was expanding, and the car became an integral part of life for many Ukrainians. This exhibition is dedicated to 20th century cars. It is a real treasure trove for retro car enthusiasts. Here you can see the first models of Volga, Zhiguli, Zaporozhets, Chevrolet, Mercedes, and other famous brands. Each car has its own unique history, reflecting the spirit of its time. You will learn about the development of the automotive industry, particularly how mass production made cars accessible to the general public.
Вот это вот вообще классно. А вот это? Зеленый.
We are now on the second floor where motorcycles and all sorts of two-wheeled vehicles are displayed. Let's continue our journey. In addition to cars, the museum has an amazing collection of motorcycles. Motorcycles have always been a symbol of freedom and adventure, and in the museum, you can see how they have changed over time. Soviet period motorcycles played an important role in the lives of many people, becoming a symbol of the era. Among the most famous models are IZH, Minsk, Ural, and Dnepr. They were distinguished by their simple design, reliability, and affordability. For example, IZH motorcycles were produced at the Ijevsk machine building plant and were used for both civilian needs and in the army. Ural and Dnepr were popular due to their powerful engines and the possibility of installing a sidecar, making them versatile for use in different conditions. Soviet motorcycles became an integral part of the culture and life of many people, leaving their mark on the history of technology. After the tour, don't forget to visit the museum shop. Here, you will find many interesting souvenirs and models of vehicles, which will make a great gift for you and your loved ones. Ticket prices. Adult, 200 UAH. Pensioners, school children, students, 150 UAH. Free admission, with appropriate ID. Veterans, combatants, disabled persons of first and second categories, children under 6 years old. The museum has a cozy café, which will be a real oasis for relaxation after an exciting journey through the world of retro cars. Here, you can enjoy aromatic coffee or your favorite hot tea. Thank you for spending this time with us and the Wheel of History Museum. We hope you enjoyed our journey through time and human technological achievements. If you haven't visited this museum yet, we highly recommend doing so. You will get unforgettable impressions and new knowledge. Subscribe to our channel, Interesting Ukraine, like the videos, and leave comments. Your support is very important to us. See you soon in the world of history and technology.